Rita, what you did was not right. Rita, how could you? Rita this, Rita that, please, allow me breathe. As if I'm the first woman to beat up her husband. Yes, my name is Rita, and I beat up my husband. And honestly, I'm very proud of it. Maybe when you hear my story, you'll even clap for me. So this my husband, Pius, was not my first love. In fact, I am not even his first wife, or second. This man has married like it's a yearly festival. His first wife left. His second wife left. And both of them left with the same testimony: he's a professional boxer in marriage. They say before you even finish saying a jack, Pius has landed you one hot slap. Fiam. Just like that. When he came to ask for my hand in marriage, the whole village gathered like it was an emergency meeting. Rita, do you know who you're marrying? Yes. Rita, you've heard he beats women. Yes, I've heard. Rita, are you okay like this? And I said, yes, I am. Pius loves me. He will never beat me. He. They didn't know I was planning World War III in that marriage. On our wedding day, the elders gave him all sorts of advice. Pius, no beating, oh. Pius, control your temper, oh. They didn't know that this time, their lecture was useless because I was already prepared for him. See, I had heard all the stories. I knew the kind of man I was marrying. So I told myself, if Pius brings fight, I give him WrestleMania. I didn't marry to cry. I married to win. I had my plan. I was just waiting for the right time to strike. When Pius came to the village to check on his building, I made sure to act like the sweetest woman alive. I smiled, cooked his favorite meals, laughed at his dry jokes, and made him believe I was madly in love. He fell for it completely. After our wedding, we moved back to the city, and soon enough, the real Pius came out. The shouting started. Then the slaps followed. I told myself to endure it like a good wife for 3 months. But that Saturday morning, something snapped inside me. The issue. Rice, stew, and 4 pieces of meat. 4 pieces, the same number I always gave him. He called me back, asking why I gave him 4. I said sorry and went to the kitchen to get a plate so I could remove 1 piece. Before I even reached the sink, I felt a hot slap on my back. For a few seconds, I just stood there, frozen. What did I even do wrong? I was about to take out the meat as he wanted. That was when anger filled my whole body. Something told me, Rita, today is the day. Before he could blink, I turned around and landed 2 hot slaps, one on each cheek with both my hands at once. He staggered, confused, trying to understand what just happened. Before he could recover, I lifted him on my shoulder and carried him outside. In the middle of the compound, I gave him the beating of his life. Every slap came with a reason. 1 for his first wife, 1 for his second wife, 1 for his sisters, and 1 for every woman he had ever raised his hand against. He tried to shout, but the only thing that came out was regret. Then I decided to add the finishing touch. I fed him sand. Yes, proper sand. I made sure he tasted what humility feels like. My neighbors stood around, watching with wide eyes. Some wanted to come and stop me, but others just stood there like they were watching a free movie. Nobody knew whether to shout or cheer. I looked around and saw a mango branch on the ground, fresh, long, and calling my name. I picked it up like a soldier receiving orders. I didn't even plan it, my spirit just said, use it. Before I knew it, I was flogging his backside like a mathematics teacher. 1, 2, 3, the rhythm was sweet. That's when the great Pius started crying. Real tears. Not those manly sniffles. He cried like a child who lost his biscuit. At that point, I knew my work on earth was done. I dropped the stick, dusted my hands, and went back inside to enjoy the same rice and stew he was supposed to eat. The food tasted better than ever, maybe because I was eating victory rice. By evening, my phone started buzzing like customer service phones. My in-laws were calling non-stop. Apparently, Pius had called his mother crying. Imagine a full-grown man calling home, "Mama, Rita beat me." His mother thought it was a joke until she saw him, sand still in his hair, walking like he just survived a thunderstorm. They called a family meeting that same day. The elders gathered, and the looks on their faces were priceless. Some were angry, others were trying hard not to laugh. One even said, "Well, he's been beating people for years." Today, the baton changed hands. They told me to beg him. I said no problem, I'll return his bride price. They said no, just apologize. I said, to who? The man that almost broke my back over meat. The room went quiet. You could hear the wall clock tick. Anyway, he went to the hospital, came back, and since then he's been calm. Very calm. Too calm. If you drop a plate in the kitchen, he'll say, "Rita, please be careful." Oh. If you cough too loud, he'll say, "Rita, do you need water?" Now the same man that used to raise his hands now raises only his eyebrows, and even that, with permission. People ask me if I regret it. I tell them, regret what? My husband now behaves like a gentleman. Even Alexa doesn't respond to commands faster than him.